The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And check out the merchandise section like t-shirts, pop socket, hoodies, throw pillows, and more. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, coming soon to the MikeWagnerShow.com. And for more great gift ideas, including t-shirts, hoodies, and more, and great books by Mian Mohsen Zia, go to Amazon.com/Mian Mohsen Zia. Make sure you order today, and don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show with a generous donation at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, support us on Anchor FM as well as PayPal, and make sure you do it today. We're here with a terrific lady who's from the Southern California area and calls herself a triple Trojan. We're going to find out why in just a minute. She's a nationally renowned psychologist, licensed marriage and family therapist, and specializing in psychology and relationships and dating mostly. And she's also an extended career as a matchmaker and relationships expert with eharmony and match.com. And of course, she's also radio host as well, too. We'll get more on that. She also specializes in a number of therapies, including eating disorders, women's issues, singles, relationships. Also does couples therapy, life coaching, dating, executive coaching, and a lot more. And she's done it all. And if you need some help, she's right here, and just an amazing lady. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Pasadena, California, the wonderful nationally renowned psychologist, licensed marriage and family therapist, and professional matchmaker, Dr. Christie Kederian. Dr. Christie, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I got a little love struck and tongue tied right there.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Dr. Christie. So you're a nationally renowned psychologist and relationship expert, and you also specialize in psychology and relationships, and you're also had extended career as a matchmaking relationship expert with eharmony and match.com. You also have a radio host. You also specialize in a number of services, including therapy, as well as couple counseling, life coaching, and a lot more. And, I mean, just an amazing array. And before we get into all that, tell us our first guard, Dr. Christie.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear the question.
Oh, no. Tell us how you got started.
Oh, yeah. So my background basically began when I was in school. I was really always the person that my friends would come to ask for advice. And then I studied marriage and family therapy at USC. My undergrad, I did some research on attachment and what makes people compatible. And then I just became fascinated with love and dating, and then integrated my work as a therapist into working for different dating sites such as eHarmony and the Match Group, so their dating sites. And I learned a lot about how online dating works combined with, what we know about psychology. And then just that kind of created my passion to work with individuals and help them find love.
Mm-hmm. And how'd you first get involved with love, dating, or relationships? It's like, how'd you first get involved with it?
Yeah. So I was always someone that loved, romantic comedies. And in my own experience, I felt always, a hopeless romantic, and hearing friends, and specifically in hearing a lot of issues that came with online dating and dating in the 21st century, I became so curious about how technology really combines with love, and how historically how people have found their person, and how they do that today, and really kind of embedded in my cultural background as an Armenian, family relationships, continuing that your family's legacy is so huge, and the way different cultures go about finding the right person has always fascinated me too. So I brought kind of my lens as a researcher and therapist to finding love and dating. And love is one of those things that's so fascinating because it's an art and a science. And so I think it's always so important to think about how to combine the two in your search for finding love.
That's amazing. You mentioned about love being an art and a science. Explain how it is as an art and a science. It's like, I'm just dying to hear that. It's like, I'm falling in love with the subject already.
Yeah. So the art piece is that chemistry. It's the intangible, why some people click and some people don't. Why sometimes we think that someone's a great fit for us on paper, but when we meet in person, just there isn't that spark, there isn't that connection. And that's less measurable. We don't know why some people are a fit versus not. There's not an exact science to that. Mm-hmm. But from the research of social psychology, we know that there are a lot of things in research now that we found, specifically eHarmony and the researchers there have found 29 dimensions of compatibility and have used science, especially with online dating, to connect people in that way. So it's really that combination. We can use the science to get us really close, but it's that art, the timing, the chemistry, the life experience, the personality, the things that make us who we are that really make us decide if someone's the right person for us or not.
And what are some of the 29 areas of compatibility that you mentioned about? You can just name off a few.
Yeah. So something I always tell my clients is that the most important one, that something that's essential, but it's not everything, is chemistry. So we need it. That's one of them. That kind of spark and that connection, the attraction, but that's not all that there is. So there's so many areas of compatibility. There's emotional maturity and that kind of depth. There's financial compatibility. There's spiritual compatibility, education. And what we know is that despite what you might hear in pop culture and movies, TV, it's really not that opposites attract, that your soulmate is someone that's so different from you. It's actually that the more similar you are in really important ways with someone, the more likely you are to create a long-lasting and loving relationships. So these are some of the things that we look at, and especially some dating apps look at, to match you with people that are similar to you in those important ways.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the stories that people come to you about dating? What's the most common ones that you've heard, and what is like the most unusual that you ever encounter, or the most complex?
Yeah, so I've heard every dating story around the sun, but I think that some of the more interesting ones have been that people get so specific about what they're looking for. So I once had someone come to me with a list of, it was like 3 pages long, around like 100 things
Longer
that
than
they were looking for.
Oh boy, it beats mine.
Yeah. So it was there were things on it like they can have, this color hair, but not highlights in that color hair. They could, I don't want them to have, have had this many relationships or so many certain things. So when I hear that sort of thing, I think, okay, something about what this person is looking for is around security. They want to feel secure, and they want to feel like that they're a match with someone in things that they think will really lead to that compatibility. But at the end of the day, a lot of those things don't really matter. So, we kind of laugh about it here, but I think that there's obviously good intention to having a list or having kind of things that you're looking for, but don't let that control you, and don't be too limited in bringing that up. Some fun stories I've heard during the pandemic. One of my clients, and she's a 77-year-old woman, has been widowed, and then the pandemic hit, and so we started working together to just teach her about dating apps and how they work, and she met her now boyfriend and partner, and then they were right about to get vaccinated. And so their first in-person date was that after they got vaccinated at the same site. So I'm like, this is a COVID love story here. But that was a fun story because she learned how to date during the pandemic and was able to kind of have that opportunity through technology. So although dating apps and technology sometimes get a bad rep, that they can be really helpful in helping people find love.
Mm-hmm. And of course, speaking of technology, do you think social media is also making dating a lot easier, a lot more complex, safer, or more dangerous?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Facebook has a dating app actually more recently, and I've heard from some clients that they really like that because they're able to connect with maybe people that are more acquaintances. Mm-hmm. I think that with social media, it's definitely more opportunity to get to know different facets of somebody before meeting them. So there could be good and bad things to that. That could be really positive. You'll learn about somebody, and that's great. And it could be like you're doing too much research on them and you're not allowing that natural spark to take place. I think safety is so important with online dating, and I teach my clients how to really know the difference there with, if someone's a scammer or someone is just trying to, connect with you for reasons other than why you're there. And so it's really important to keep that in mind and ask the right amount of questions before you meet people in person. So I think that there's positives and negatives, but overall, not being on online dating apps nowadays is basically like not having email. Like if you're looking for love, you really have to try online dating and find something that works for you.
Mm-hmm. And what are some red flags that you should throw out to people out there? There's caution, throw in the wind, but what are some of the red flags that people should look out for when it comes to dating?
Yeah. So one of the top red flags that I tell people to look out for on someone's profile or when you're messaging them is if they don't have really close up pictures of their face or any of like who they are. So some of the scammers online, they might put pictures of like a pet or nature. If we don't see who they are, then it's likely they might not be a person. And dating apps do a really good job of having departments that are checking to make sure of that. Obviously, in certain generations, they're really targeted for like some financial taking advantage of in that way. So obviously if someone asks for your any information like that, definitely don't give that. And I usually really teach clients to get to a phone call or a video chat pretty quickly, and don't allow something to just go on over text forever, because that's how some of these scammers are trained to just allow like a whole relationship to develop almost like a pen pal. And then that trust is built, and then they try to, take advantage and financially of people. So I think those are a few things to really keep in mind. And I would say that if they don't want to, do a FaceTime, a Zoom, or a phone call, then that might be a red flag, that they're just either wanting just someone to talk to, and that might be a waste of your time. Or if they're not really showing pictures of who they are, maybe they're old pictures, maybe they don't want to show who they are.
Right.
But there's some lack of authenticity there as well. So those are a few red flags to look out for just from someone's profile. And then obviously there's some more like when you actually meet them or you're messaging them.
Mm-hmm. And also we'll talk a bit more about your experience with eHarmony, Match.com, and a lot more, including your services. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be here on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise like these and other goodies at the Mike Wagner Show on Amazon Podcast. Also coming soon to MikeWagnerShow.com. And for more great gift ideas, including great books by Mia Molson Zia, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson Zia. And make sure you also support us on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also support generously on Anchor FM and PayPal, and make sure you do it today and just don't get scammed. Well, speaking of that, we have here the amazing professional matchmaker and licensed therapist and well-renowned psychologist, Dr. Christie Kederian, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And you've been an expert matchmaker in relationships with eHarmony and Match.com. And tell us how you first got involved, and how do you compare the two? They seem like they're very close together.
Yeah, so I started working for eHarmony in around 2016, and was working as a matchmaker with many other therapists. And then I worked for a company that was affiliated with Match, so we got to use Match-owned dating sites. And there's differences and similarities, obviously, in every dating site. But the good thing about both eHarmony and Match is that a lot of times people that are really interested in finding the right person go to those sites, because you have to pay to be part of that site. So it takes that investment, and someone who's invested in finding the right person is more likely to, connect with you and have those conversations, and you're less likely to get ghosted on those apps. So that's good as well. And both of them use an algorithm to connect you with potential partners. And so they're using that science piece that we talked about earlier to connect you. So I think if there's no such thing as like a bad dating app, in my opinion, it's more about how you use it. It's a tool like anything, and it's knowing how to use the tool that's really going to get you the result that you're looking for.
Mhm. You also talked about algorithms as well, too. Once again, like, what are some of the algorithms that you also factor in? You talked about before, maybe in depth when it comes to eHarmony and Match.com, and especially they're paying a good amount of money for it. There's like, more involved in more details.
Yeah. So the eHarmony, for example, uses the algorithm that we discussed. So that on those 29 dimensions of compatibility, they have you take quite an extensive assessment before you sign up for the app to really have you answer some questions based on your values around those 29 dimensions of compatibility. And then they match you with people and tell you what percentage of compatibility you have in those different areas. So how you live different areas of your life. And then basically they assess that through that initial assessment. And that's a lot more than other apps that just use proximity, for example, to match you with people around that area. And you can put your preferences, but likely they're going to give you people that they think could be a good fit based on the science behind it.
Mm-hmm. And what's going to be the next biggest thing when it comes to dating apps? The next eHarmony, Match.com, Facebook, and what do you think is the next best thing that's in the works?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that because of the pandemic, virtual dating is here to stay. So a lot of the apps created ways to video chat through the app to kind of get a vibe check, which is something that Match.com incorporated last year, just so that people can have somewhat of a connection virtually before they meet in person. And I think that that trend is here to stay because it saves you that time and energy that you might take to physically meet in person on a first date. And that's saved because you're able to just check in virtually. If there's not a connection there, not pursue it further rather than having to consistently go on in-person first dates that I think is kind of, sometimes a waste of time and also it's kind of draining, to be honest, of your energy.
Mm. And also too, the values of dating have changed over the years. It's like, basically do it the safe way compared to, back like 10, 20, 30, 40, even like 50, 100 years ago. And it seemed like the first dates have changed dramatically, leading up to relationships, marriage, and everything else. Seems like it's changed dramatically.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I think that this past year kind of brought everyone back to a little bit more of a traditional approach because we were forced to really get to know people emotionally and their personality rather than just that physical connection that, quote unquote hookup culture has created. So I think that that's kind of a throwback to more traditional values and ways to get to know each other, more courtship like, less just like casual dating.
Mm-hmm. And of course, what do you think is better as well too? Do you think that what was it? First look, I'm hooked compared to taking your time. It's like you have like eyes meet first time compared to just taking your time. What do you think is better?
Yeah, so I think that I don't really believe in love at first sight.
That's the one I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely have attraction at first sight, but I don't think it's really love, but you can have that chemistry and those sparks. Typically, they say that men usually are more visual in the sense that they can sense chemistry right away, and it's not necessarily something that builds over time. So it takes about 2 to 3 dates for men. But for women, it could take anywhere from 5 to 7 days to see if that connection and that chemistry grows for them over time. So I think it's really important to keep with that a mentality as you're going into dates and not expecting that everything aligns on that first date and give it some time to grow.
Mm-hmm. And you also specialize in as well too with dating as well too, and all kinds of therapy as well too, like with eating disorders, women's issues, singles relationship. That's the most common one. And you also do some couples counseling, life coaching, dating coaching, and executive coaching. You offer all kinds of services. You keep yourself busy.
Yeah. I really, based on my background and experience, my doctorate was in organizational leadership. So I've really found a lot of fulfillment in working and helping therapists and coaches, helping professionals build business, and especially online business, because now is a time that we've all transitioned into this new way of being. And I'm really passionate about helping them grow that leadership capability and create those frameworks that can really change lives all around the world, rather than kind of a more traditional approach to therapy or helping professions. So I'm really passionate about helping to see that next chapter for people.
Mm-hmm. And what are the other services do you also provide?
Yeah. So right now I offer group coaching programs for my dating clients. I offer a program called Find the One, and it's a 12-week program based on my methodology where we work through transforming your mindset, creating a matching strategy, and helping singles meet their person. And I also have a group program for therapists where they can build their business and really thrive. So it's called the Thriving Therapist Collective. And I teach them basically the framework that I've created and how to create their own in their own business and how to kind of master the online business world. So those are the two ways to work with me currently.
Mm-hmm. And you're also a radio host as well, too. And you also further expand and also tell us, where can we hear you and what you talk about on the radio?
Yeah, so you can follow me at The Date Doctor Christie, and my radio show, The Lyric Therapy Hour, is on pause right now due to COVID, but it's definitely going to be coming up with a new season this fall. So you can get all the updates there on Instagram at The Date Doctor Christie and Facebook as well.
And how do people reach you for services, any questions or concerns or anything? How do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can find me on my website, therapyfordating.com, and you can apply there and contact our team. And hopefully there's a way that we can connect with you and work with you.
We certainly will do so. And what's coming up for Dr. Christie in 2021 beyond, we'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson's Zia of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Dr. Christie Kederian and more. It's coming up in 2021, the relationship expert, after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device, subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with Dr. Christie Kederian here on the Mike Wagner Show. And of course, many of people are love struck, just by, consulting with her. She helps you and, in many ways with love, coaching and everything, but also too that, you offer a lot of great services and a lot of great advice, especially with dating and everything. What can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Dr. Christie?
Yeah, thanks. So my group programs are launching, are an amazing experience to learn my methodology one-on-one. I also have VIP days and intensives to really help people discover what blocks they have in finding love and kind of help audit their dating profile. I help to create a customized dating strategy for them. And that's another way to work with me as well. But we're hoping to serve so many people and helping them create lives they love and find love they deserve this year.
And certainly will do so. And who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
That's a great question. I would say that the biggest influence in my career, probably my parents. They really have instilled that combination of hard work as well as a helping and servant's heart. And I think that's when I show up to serve, that's when I do what I'm supposed to do on this earth, and then help other people see that as well.
And you serve very as well too, Dr. Christie. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Yeah, I would just say that focusing on creating a life that you love and enjoy every day is really what the best thing that you can do to attract the type of love that you're looking for. So really embody who you want to attract. And that's a really quick way to connect with a partner. And if you're already in a relationship and you're looking, just focus on how you can learn, love, as the scripture says, love your neighbor as yourself. Focus on how you can build that self-love and take care of yourself, so that can equip you to do what you're meant to do here.
And that's a very good point. Once again, Dr. Christie Kederian here on the Mike Wagner Show. Dr. Christie, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. Make sure you keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, where can people, check out your services?
Thanks, Mike. Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at thedatedoctor, also on Facebook at The Date Dr. Christie, and on my website, therapyfordating.com. I have a free Find the Right Dating App for You guide if you go to my website. And so that can give you a head start on knowing which dating app is right for you.
That is amazing. Once again, Dr. Christie, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. And don't forget to keep in touch. You've been absolutely terrific. And we literally love what you do.
Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.